Hey everybody, welcome back to today's spray paint art. And today I'm going to be reviewing the basics of spray paint art. Just because it's been so long since I've done a video for you, I'm going to go over the basics again. When making your planets, you want to use things like this is from a pitcher for like Kool-Aid or tea or that. Just put a little bit of tape over the openings. But you want to have things with a nice crisp edge. Something that the paint won't go under. You can even use your own paint, the caps of the paint cans and that if you wanted. But anyway, I'm going to show you the basics to making planets and different textures. Now, a lot of people when they do planet textures or pyramid textures or any textures at all, they like to use the glossy pages from like newspapers or magazines. I'm not a big fan of those as much as I am of like the plastic from newspapers or plastic bags and that. Those are what I like to use. So let's get started now. So first off, you kind of want to decide where your planets are going to be. You know, how big do you want them? Do you want a couple of them close together? Those types of things. Oh, let's put those just like that. I can put that one like that and put that one there. Then I like to take my black I just want to give it a quick spray. Just to kind of outline where you're going to put your planets. Then you want to take the time, look at the different colors you got. I got a few of them. Like, I got the purple, the yellow. I got a couple, I got blues, got these. You want to take your different colors. Just make sure, but you just want to give it a light spray. I like to spray mine a little bit onto like a plastic plate or something else I got on the side to just kind of see what. Now, one of the most basic textures is you just take the plastic, you kind of ball it up, and you dab it. Now, I like to create a texture. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a different color with those two just kind of underneath. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it again. I'm just going to kind of smear it together. If you spray them like I just did now, where they're all super wet still, they're just going to kind of mix like I just did. If you don't want them to mix, the easiest way is to give them an even lighter coat. Just give it a real light coat. The farther away you are and the quicker you spray it, the lighter the coats are going to be. And then you just want to take a piece of your plastic and you just want to kind of ball it up or have it out like this and just set it on there real quick and take it off. The more you do it, the more paint's going to come off. Just like that. And then what you do after that is you just continue to repeat different patterns, different things. I like to use a lot of the same colors in the paintings that I'm doing. over and over. Here's another technique I'll show you real quick for creating textures. It's real good for creating water too. You take a piece of plastic, the newspaper plastic, and you stretch it out so it's real thin like this. I haven't attempted using string or anything, but then you just kind of lay it on and drag it like that. And then if you want, you can just throw another little bit of paint on there. And smear it. The longer you let the paint sit before you touch it with a piece of plastic or newspaper is what's going to decide how much paint comes off, though. If I let it sit longer before I touch it, less paint will come off. It won't go as far down as it did. Another fun texture that I like to do is you let it sit for a second like this. So you get this all, you get your newspaper, your plastic, whatever you got going on. Twist. And you can do one big twist, or you can do like I'm doing and do a bunch of little ones. Just like that. Usually when I do that though, I like to take a bit of white, just throw that on top like that, let that sit for a second, and then I like to dab it off of that texture, just like that. And doing what I just did as well, you can change the texture of a planet. See, I didn't quite like the way it was too dark. Sorry for a second. It was too dark. That the two colors together, the blue and that, it was too dark. I didn't like the way it looked. So another thing you can do is you can take a little bit of black, a little bit of white, and just let it sit. Take this. I like to take my finger in it like that and just now create kind of a gray tech color, and you just put a little bit more white and you pick it up again. And in doing so, you're going to give it kind of a moon look. Okay, so now that you have all your planets where you want them, what you're going to do is you're going to take your black, and well, first you want to decide where your light source is coming from. When I do my planets like this, I like to put my light source kind of like right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of black to all my planets. Just around them, kind of following the curve of the planet. Now I like to give it a minute to sit. I don't have my lighter with me today, but a lot of people like to take a lighter and just throw a little bit of flame on it for a second and let the fumes burn and dry out the paint real quick. But you got to watch it, because if you take too long, it will mess up the paint. And in my next video, I'll demonstrate what happens when you let the flame sit too long and the proper way to do it. Now, my black's set a little bit. It's a little wet still a little tacky, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Now what you're going to do is you're going to decide how much shadow you want, how much you don't. Usually the closer you are, the less shadow. Damn it. Fuck that up. Stuck to my fingers. What you want to do, fix that. Just take your black again. Just go right over it. Usually I'll let that sit. Take a piece and fan it real quick. That usually will help it dry a little bit quicker. You can fan on the flame. you know, whatever you got going on. Like I said, I left my lighter somewhere else at the moment. I don't know. But yeah. Just kind of fucking gotta keep doing it. Keep sticking to my fingers. See if we can do this without it sticking. There we go. Yeah, after they've been used for a while like that, they tend to stick, or when you get paint on your fingers or the gloves you're wearing. Some people, for their planets, like to take their, oops, sorry about that guys, take their white, just give it a quick little bit of white to just kind of define it a little bit more. Yeah, I'll see what I'm talking about. Okay. Now that I have all my stencils back on there again, I'm going to take my black. I'm going to cover the entire canvas in black. Looks like my tip might be starting to clog, or my can might be starting to run out. A lot of people like to keep a lot of extra black on hand. I am right now running low on paint, so I'll have to be making a trip. I buy Rust-Oleum, and I like to buy it at my local Walmart, but there's, you know, Home Depots, a lot of different stores. I mainly use Rust-Oleum. It's a good brand. Don't ever forget to mention this. If you can help it, don't mix your brands. They usually don't do too good. Mixing brands will end up with paint layering bad. So there's a couple ways to create stars. You can go and just kind of spray it over it like that, which gives it a nice kind of galaxy effect. Another one is you can spray it onto the tip of your finger, kind of flick a little bit off and then flick it on. But I like the way this one's looking, like this. So we're going to leave it just like that for now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that sit for a minute while I explain what I'm going to be doing next. What I'm going to be doing next is I'm going to be creating the actual light source I was talking about earlier. And to do that, I'm going to be sitting, I'm going to let that sit a little bit, maybe, here, I'll fan it a little bit. You want to leave all your stencils in place where you have them while you do this next part. Just kind of I want this to dry a little bit more before I do this. I don't want to mess it up if I can help it. But, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to come back in a minute. Okay, everybody, I've let the paint sit for a little bit, and it's become kind of, you know, tacky, but you're not really messing anything up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my white, I'm going to flip the can upside down like this, and gently press it down. Just kind of rotate the can like so. And some of them have a little higher, a little more pointed towards like that to create different varying lights. Okay, so now in the middle you'll notice that where the can touched, you know, there's a little circle. You just want to take it and you want to just kind of do that. Just like that will do. And if you want, you can, you know, do a little streak behind this other one, but I'm going to have the planet be blocking the light. Now I'm going to take off my stencils, and you're going to see all my planets with their light. And now what I like to do is I like to take a palette knife or a pen or a pencil. I like to hold it down. Let's see, it might be a little too dry. Yeah, it is. So what you can do is you can take a, let me grab it real quick. If you're ever working with any of your planets or any of your paintings and your paint seems to get too dry, like I have right here where I want to say my name, just take a clear coat of any type, a matte finish, a gloss finish. Most people recommend gloss because you're working with gloss, but since I'm doing this just in the corner where I'm signing, you just want to give it a little bit of spray to kind of make that, you just want to make that corner wet again. Then you want to take your knife, whatever you're using, and you just want to do your name. I like to draw a little underline, and I like to write the year. And that's it. That's me reviewing the basics for you. The next video will cover a couple more complicated ways of making different things. If you guys want to see how to make pyramids, underwater scenes, mountains, we can touch on that a little bit in a couple upcoming videos. If you want, I can show you how to prep canvas. But for now, this is me reviewing the very basic of the basic. This is Today's Spray Paint Art. My name's CJ. If you like this video, hit the like button, share it with your friends. I'll see you guys all next time when I show you another step, another tutorial, whatever you guys want.